Hi Marvel fans, Brienne here from Pixite today, and I'm going to be coloring the Fantastic Four. I picked this piece because I actually stumbled upon, this is an original cover for a comic, or it's displayed on the internet as a cover for a comic anyway, so I wanted to color this. Thought it'd be really cool and fun to attempt to try and duplicate the comic like cover, so we're gonna do that today. Let's get started. They're wearing like a very pastel-y type blue in the comic. I might do it a little bit deeper just so it looks a little bit more saturated. I'm gonna grab my metallic for some natural, quick, easy shading. And all you gotta do is tap it and it'll fill. I'm gonna do the same with her outfit. Just tap to fill. That's her hair. Just want to make sure, yeah, okay, her arm comes down. Is she wearing, yeah, these are part of the outfit. I was just double checking. I'm doing it a little bit more saturated. It actually looks very Retro's 90, what they did. It looks really good. I just wanted to try and put my own unique twist on it. I am keeping the colors relatively the same. The only thing I'm doing is maybe deepening them up. I'm gonna lighten them up too. I will be adding highlights. Okay, so blue, 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 those guys, and then his shorts need to be blue. I can't get in this little, oh, I'm on the wrong color. Maybe that's why. There we go. And then let's just get the rock guy out of the way and get him all filled in. You know, I think for him, around the edges, I'm gonna use the fill. You know what, I actually just might use the fill for the whole, for him, because it looks actually dimensional with the way the shading kind of naturally applies. And then I can go in and add some highlights and whatnot later. I just want to get my colors in place, and then I can do my background. The background is way more intricate in the comic book cover though. It's like they're in space and there's like a spaceship or something behind them, whereas here it's plain. I am not going to try and freehand that. That is so much crazy detail. I am just going to make the background fun and make sure it goes with how they look. So just filling. I know it takes a little bit long to manually fill all these little spots, but it adds a really cool effect because we're getting that unique shading. And then when I go to highlight it, it's going to look that much more detailed with the shading and the highlights, because each single piece has shading around the edge, which gives a nice dimensional feel to him. So just gonna finish him up. I'm not gonna add, I'm gonna just try to get my colors in place right now. So I'm gonna fill him, and then I'm gonna go fill Flame Dude over here. I've watched most of the movies. I think I've missed a couple of the newer ones, but I meant to catch up on it. So I'll have to do that soon. Not that they're really new now, but I've watched most of them, I know that. Good movies. So I just deepened it up a little bit for the base here. Give it a little bit more shading there, and then we'll keep it dark for the hand as well because it's facing outward. I like this picture. They're all just kind of charging at you, like ready for action. Tap, 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 tap. Okay. So it's all good over there. Now, let's do, we're gonna have to get a red here. It's like a deeper type red. It's almost like, let's see here. You know, for him, I think what I'll do is I'll just fill him without the shading. So I'm gonna be adding some details to him with the laser and whatnot. So I'll just leave it like that for now. I'll be coming back to him. I'll just fill all these little areas. I'm just using the standard fill right now. Oh, it's not letting me pull down. What the heck? Oh, it's the way I'm flicking my hand off of it. I'm just gonna finish filling him in. The colors are gonna be relative, like they're gonna be pretty darn close. It's not gonna be perfect though, but that's okay, because like I said, I kind of want to do my own spin on it. So I'm gonna need that blue for a sec. I need to put them over here. Okay, perfect. So I got all my colors in place except for the Fantastic Four logo, and for that I'm gonna make it, I think, a little bit of a lighter blue. Back to my metallic fill. Maybe a little bit lighter than that. Let me see if I can find, yeah, something like this. It's not really like that in the picture again. Like, I'm going really close here, but I do want to make it my own a little bit. So, and then for the background, I'm going to, I think I'm going to do dark gray for now with a straight fill. It's gonna look black probably from where you're sitting, but it's actually dark gray because I'm gonna do some light effects, and I just want it to be more dark in the background with the light effects. Go to my recently used colors and pull this blue again. I keep on missing little areas. Okay. Now we might as well do their skin as well. And oh, can't forget that, this area here. And metal, I'm regular. I actually deepened it up a little bit more. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any spots, because I'm going to be adding details around very shortly. And then I'm going to go to some skin tones. Now, their skin is very light in the picture, so I'll leave it somewhat light. It's a little bit darker on the sides. I filled in most of my colors now, so now I'm gonna start adding some details. I still gotta fill in her hair. I'm not too worried about that right now. I'm gonna grab my airbrush, make sure I'm on automatic mode here. And I'm just gonna add some shadow to the side of his face. Okay. Gonna give her some shadow as well. Okay, now he has brown hair, so you might as well get his hair out of the way since we're on the browns. But he has some detail here, some almost white detail off to the side and a little bit over here. And just a smidge up here. Okay, so that's good. And her hair is blonde, so maybe we can find a nice yellow here. Don't want it to be too yellow. Something like this maybe. Use the lighter part of it, just add some, this doesn't look too, looks kind of like snotty yellow a little bit, so I just want to make it look a little bit more like a real blonde color, and just use that color for more of a shading type look. Her hair looks somewhat nice. Doesn't have to be super detailed though. It's fairly simple in the comic over here, so I don't have to go too detailed over here as well. I think I'm just gonna leave her lips with the highlight on it. Him, I'm just gonna leave his lips like that too. Like I said, it's not a super overly detailed comic book looking piece. It's actually fairly simple, excuse me. So I'm not gonna go all super duper crazy here. I will add a couple more added details that I think would be a nice touch, like I'm just adding a little bit more shading to the faces than there are over here in the picture. Okay, and then for their costume, I'm gonna also add a little bit more detail to it than in the picture. I'm gonna add a little bit more highlighting. I want their suits to have like a little bit of shine to it and almost glow. But I just wanted that natural shading from using the metallic fill. It really did give a nice touch there. But I don't want it to be too overtly obvious. I do want some balance in the blue. I want it to look almost like it has some shine to the suit. I'm using the airbrush, but you can totally use the marker for this if you want. I'm just using the airbrush because it's doing a good job right now. I'm liking the way it's lying down. I like using the marker tool a lot for this type of work, but just for right now, I'm finding that the airbrush tool is definitely working nicely, so I'm just not gonna bother switching it up. It's working, right? So just adding a little bit of highlight to the suit, and if you want to add even more shine, go to the white and just add little streaks in folds and in places. So mine is definitely looking different than the comic cover. That's good though, it's all good. Just because theirs is very more flat looking, it doesn't have a whole lot of color, anything like that. And then I'm just gonna put it on freehand mode for a second here. And I just wanna add some highlights to my rocky friend. Use this brighter orange. Add a little bit of highlight. And I'll go over that highlight with the yellow. Just add a little bit more. I'm on freehand so I can easily navigate through these lines and have a seamless looking feel. freehand mode works really great with that. Adding some little bit of detail here so it just doesn't look so flat. Looks like he has some structure. A little bit of shine even. Okay, now let's get to our red friend over on the other side. I'm gonna grab just our red palettes, why not? I'm on freehand mode. Now I'm gonna be adding some definite lighter red in here. And I do have to fix here. So I missed some spots. Add in that, and then he does happen to have, doesn't really have orange in him over here, but I'm going to add a little bit of orange just to add to the effect of he's on fire. And I'm also going to add some yellow. And some orange here around the tip of his fingers, and some yellow there too. And then for these flames, automatic. Let's fill them in yellow. I did miss this part over here, making it black. Not that it matters, because I'm going to be doing, like I said, I'm going to be doing some light effects here. That's why I'm getting all my colors down, and then I'm going to use some, probably the laser, obviously, to kind of add some pizzazz to his flames and some highlights to the characters as well. So I'm just getting all my colors laid down and in place and the shading done. So then I can move on from that. Okay, so all my colors are pretty well in place so far. Now let's grab, just trying to think if I want to do anything else with these flames. Maybe add some, I'm gonna actually take out my marker tool for a quick second here. Maybe add a little bit of extra drama to them a little bit. Just find they look pretty bland, all one color all the way up. So let's get some red in there, or some orange in there, excuse me. And maybe a little bit of, turn up the opacity, a little bit of bright yellow. And then why not a little bit of red too? I'll turn the opacity down. Some red in there. So, looking at the picture now, this was all one color in the picture, and there was no light effects or anything. It was very just straightforward. It really does look like a 90s colored comic. Like, that's what it reminds me of. So I'm doubting that this is going to be anywhere near what it's going to turn out like over there, but that's okay. Like I said, I wanted to do my own spin on it, but I just thought it was cool because I came across it and I thought, hey, we have that picture. I add a little bit of different details here. Doesn't look so no, I like using the marker for flames because it's a good layering tool. Works really good for flames. Now that we're right by our blues, let's bring our blues out. Yeah, a little bit more detail with the marker tool as well, since we're here. See, it started out looking really dark, but it doesn't look dark anymore, does it? It looks very, the blue really did lighten up. But in the picture, the whole blue is so very, very light. It's like the old 90s blue. Okay. So it's looking good. It's looking good. It's gonna look even better once we get these a little bit of effects in here. I'm just kind of fixing up stretch a little bit. Okay. Maybe I'll give him some orange eyes. Now here's where I'm going to put it on freehand. And I'm gonna go grab my yellows. I'm gonna grab a brighter yellow and I'm going to have some fun is what I'm gonna do. So I added this black in the background, but it's for a reason. So this really stands out against the black background. I'm going to put on automatic for a second here and bring up my opacity towards the end. I just want to get a little bit on his skin too, because he is flaming. Need freehand for that. I go back and forth a lot, so from freehand to automatic. There, he definitely looks on fire to me. Just add a little bit of detail around the sparks. Give her some highlight. She's like right next to it. Automatic look for this. And then I'm going to highlight his leg as well. And under his arm here. This is all in the picture. They actually are highlighted from the light. I'm just doing it a little bit more bold. And then I'm gonna go do the same thing with my rocky friend here. And we got some Fantastic Four fun happening on here. So I'm doing pretty much exactly what I'm seeing on the comic, except I'm making it a little bit more, I guess you would say, modern looking, if that makes sense. And just kind of adding some pizzazz to it, just making it a little bit brighter, a little bit more saturated in areas. And I didn't stick to doing, I just need to get my blues out here for a second. I didn't stick to doing the, I'll show you what I mean. I'll actually show it to you guys. I think I'm gonna leave the background though. I'm actually digging it. I might maybe, let me try the splatter tool here for a second. I'm gonna keep the opacity down low, put it about at a mid size. And I just wanna try something, see if I like it. Opacity needs to be much lower. Size a little bigger. I don't know if I like it really. I think it looks good without it, to be honest. Just trying things. Yeah, the only thing is I might do a little bit, couple more sparks here. So I'll do a couple sparks. And then I'll show you the cover that I was looking at and what I came up with. It's the same colors like I said, but it is a little bit it does vary, excuse me. Okay. Maybe a couple orange sparks too. It's adding orange to give it a little bit of an edge, a little bit different, something to look at. And I might even add a little bit of orange here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks good on him. All right, so this is my Fantastic Four version of, actually, you know what? I'm speaking too soon. I just want to do a couple more hard highlights with the white. I can use the laser. Bring that down, that down. Just want a couple more shiny highlights here. Okay. So there is my Fantastic Four. And, you know what? One more thing I want to do. I always end these too soon, and then I look back and I go, oh, I forgot something. I did, not that it's a big deal, but I did want to put a little bit of glow around his eyes and around his mouth. And I'm just going to look it over, make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure everything is feng shui. Okay. The only thing I could do, you could use your airbrush. I just want to try something and then I'll be done. And add a little bit more glow coming out a little bit further. A little bit more of a glow Okay, and I think that's good, guys. Just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to look back and be like, oh, I should have did that. Because it usually goes by pretty smooth coloring these characters. So fun to color and it just flies by. Okay, so there is my Fantastic Four. And it was a lot of fun to color. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna actually show you the cover that I was trying to mimic now. So this is, I just want to make sure you get a clear shot. That is the color I'm trying, or the cover I was trying to mimic. Now you see how the colors are a lot more subdued. So you can almost say that it's like a modern version of that cover. Very cool, guys. Thanks for joining me today. This is Brienne from Pixite. We'll see you again for some more Marvel Monday. Take care. Bye.